Love is the only agenda. Peace is the only remedy. Heaven on earth. Falling in love with yourself is falling in love with God. It's good to see you always. I have a poem for you. Um, they just been coming, so I'm gonna give it. This one is called "She is Courageous Enough to Be Naked." Here I go. She is courageous enough to be naked. She is courageous to know she is afraid. She is courageous enough to be naked because she knows she's not man-made. She's courageous enough to notice the thoughts that are fading from her mind. She's courageous enough to sit there. She knows her body, mind, spirit supersede time. She is courageous enough to feel the rejection as she has so many times before. She's courageous enough to build a tunnel back to the safe place of her steady shore, where she is being molded, shaped into her most prominent thought. She is courageous enough to be naked, knowing her body cannot be bought. She's courageous to call the trees her brothers and her ancestors her friends, seemingly lost but forever found, only not to think again. Perhaps she is stepping into the greatest time of her life. She was courageous enough to not be recognized to fit your perfect description. She knew her cheekbones spoke and her eyes had diction, true definition. This could never be made fiction, for her life was carefully sought out to be courageous enough to mention. Life chose her, and that, my friend, has always been enough. She was courageous enough not to fall for life's bluffs, life's ruts. She was courageous enough to pick herself up again and let love in. She was courageous enough to start from scratch. She was courageous enough to meditate, relax. She was courageous enough to escape the condition of position, lies, and fear. She was courageous enough to look in the mirror and say, I love you. Perfect love. Cast out all fear. She was courageous enough to realize the sacred moments to love on herself was all she had. So she used every moment to get right and speak life. And though life's toil can be tiresome and sometimes bad, of what we choose to subscribe to, that we seek, what we seek is what we become. Need I remind you, new, fresh. The press, encouraged to be naked, stripped down, and be nothing, more or less. She was courageous enough not to know. Then she fell right into something. Freedom. She was courageous enough to be naked. Love is the only agenda. Peace is the only remedy. What are you courageous enough to do? I'm not hiding anymore. That's why I started these vlogs. So easy to hide. We didn't come here to hide. We came here to celebrate. We came here to be beautifully human and beautifully victorious and be courageous enough to be ourselves. Love is the only agenda. Peace is the only remedy. She was courageous enough to be naked. I'll see you next Thursday.